Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2018 USGAA Finals draw. With me here to help with it this evening is Tom Lagan, USGAA Registrar, and Terry Tracy, the Vice Chairperson of the Western Division. Most people should have access to the Google document that has a listing of the brackets. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2018 USGAA. With me here to help with it this evening is Tom Lagan, USGAA Registrar. Sorry about that technical glitch there. As I was saying, Tom is going to draw the balls that correspond to the numbers, and then we'll insert them in the various brackets. We had circulated earlier today a copy of the brackets themselves in a Google document. Terry is going to be essentially our auditor and keep us honest by making sure that we have the teams inserted correctly and there's no oversights or mistakes or omissions. So with that, we'll start the draw. It's pretty straightforward this year. Just as a preamble, the CCC made a couple of grading decisions. We've discussed them with the divisions and most of the clubs involved, so you should be aware of them. So with the ones that are relevant, we will try and explain them as we go along. So first of all, we have men's senior football. We have 6 entries: Chicago champions, the Northeast champions, Philadelphia champions, and Western Division champions. We also have invitational teams from Fraser Valley Gales in British Columbia and ISSC Vancouver, also in British Columbia. So as has been the practice the last few years, we give buys to the USGAA teams. So Fraser Valley Gales and Vancouver have already been predetermined to be in quarterfinals, in separate quarterfinals. And we're now going to draw 1 to 4 to see who goes into the quarterfinals with them and who goes straight to the semifinals.
Four.
So that's Western Division
Versus Fraser
Valley.
1.
Chicago champions versus Vancouver.
2.
Northeast.
3.
Philadelphia. So that's the draw for the senior football. Fraser Valley Gales will play the Western Division champions, with the winners of that playing the Northeast in a semi-final. Vancouver will play Chicago in a quarter-final, with the winners playing Philadelphia champions in a semi-final. So next we move on to intermediate football. We have 3 teams in intermediate football, 3 entries: Chicago champions, Western Division board champions, and Austin Celtic Cowboys from the Southwest Division. So Tom, if you go ahead and draw 1 to 3 there.
One.
Chicago.
2.
Western.
3.
So that has Chicago playing Western in the semi-final of the men's intermediate football, with the winners then playing Austin Celtic Boys in the final. We're correct so far, Terry, are we?
Yeah.
So now we move on to Junior A football. We have 4 entries from USGAA and we have 2 entries from invitational teams. The 4 entries are Northeast, Southeast champion, the Northeast champions, the Southeast champions, Southwest champions, and the Western champions, and Toronto St. Pat's and Vancouver from Canada. So as with the senior football, the invitational teams have been predetermined and placed in quarter-final brackets, and we're now going to draw for 2 more quarter-finalists.
Three.
Which is Southwest, who will play Toronto St. Pat's.
1.
Which is Northeast, who will play Vancouver.
4.
Which is Western.
2.
Which is Southeast. That gives us Toronto St. Pat's playing the Southwest champions representatives in a quarter final, with the winners playing the Western representatives. And in the bottom half of the draw, we have Vancouver second team versus Northeast, and the winners of that will be playing the Southeast in a semi-final. Everything right?
Yeah, all good there. So we need 7.
The Northeast from Philadelphia, we have Dallas and McCool's from the Southwest, and we have Western Division representatives. So we're going to draw 6 of those teams. The first 6 out will go into quarterfinals, and then obviously the last remaining team, the 7th team, will get a bye into the semi-final.
One.
Which is Baltimore Bohemians.
3.
Which is Midwest.
6.
Which is Dallas, Phil McCool's.
2.
Which is DC Gales.
4.
Which is Northeast.
7.
Which is Western.
5.
Which is Philadelphia. Yeah, so that's 7 teams. So that gives us Baltimore playing the Midwest in a quarterfinal, with the winners playing Philadelphia in a semi-final, and Dallas playing DC Gales in a quarterfinal, with the winners playing the winners of the Northeast versus Western quarterfinal. Is that all tally, Terry? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So now we come to Junior Football C. As kind of communicated earlier today, we have 12 entries in this competition. We did not have sufficient room to move teams up into grades higher, but as per the mandate from USGAA convention, we have been directed to try to get 8 or less teams in a bracket. So as a result of that, we have split it into 2 groups of 6. There will be separate championships. It will be completely at random. This is not a Junior C Premier, Junior C Standard type of scenario. We are randomly selecting 6 teams to play in Group 1, and there will be a Group 1 champion, and we're randomly selecting 6 other teams to play in Group 2, which will give us a Group 2 champion. So as a result of that, the lads, we'll be putting 12 balls in here. And there's 4 under the...
One.
So while the balls are being sorted out, we'll read out the teams. Number 1 is James Joyce Chicago. Number 2 is Madison Heartland. Number 3 is Midwest Representatives. Number 4 is Seattle Gales Northwest. Number 5 is Philadelphia. Number 6 is Southeast. Number 7 is Austin Celtic Cowboys second team. Number 8 is Culver City. Number 9 is Denver Gales. Number 10 is Orange County Wild Geese. Number 11 is San Diego Setanta second team. And number 12 is the Cayman Islands team. So there is one condition on the draw, in that there's 5 Southwest teams which will be split into 3 of them in one group and 2 in the other group. So if we do get extra, a 4th Southwest team coming out in Group 1, we will put them to one side and hold them for Group 2. So go ahead, lads, and start spinning.
And
This is Orange County Wild Geese.
9.
Which is Denver Gales.
7.
This is Austin Celtic Cowboys. So that makes 3 Southwest teams. So the next Southwest team that we pull out will be put into Group 2. So keep going, Tom.
11.
11 is San Diego, so we put them to one side. They'll wait for Group 2. There's Southwest. Yeah, you can put it in there, yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. 12.
Cayman Islands.
So we're going into Group.
No, we're still back in Group. We're still filling out Group 1.
Oh, so 2 7. We'll go with 5.
Yeah, we need to, yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
8.
Culver City, so we put them into Group 2 against San Diego.
2,
Madison.
So they play the winners of OC
Yeah.
and Denver.
Yeah.
4,
Seattle Gales. So just 1 second, Tom. That fills out Group 1, which will be Orange County Wild Geese versus Denver Gales, with the winners playing Madison. Austin Celtic Cowboys B versus Cayman Islands, with the winners playing Seattle Gales. And as you've just seen, we had the two remaining Southwest teams already came out, and we've placed them into slot 1 and slot 2 of the second group, which is San Diego and Culver City. So now we're drawing the remaining 4 teams in that group.
1,
James Jones.
Which is James Joyce.
6,
Which is Southeast.
5,
Which is Philadelphia.
3,
Which is Midwest. So Group 2 of the Junior C Championship will see San Diego play Culver City in a quarterfinal, with the winners playing Philadelphia in a semi-final, and James Joyce playing Southeast in a quarterfinal, with the winners playing the Midwest representatives in a semi-final. So now we move on to Junior D football, where we have 5 teams. This will be an open draw. The first 2 teams out will play a quarterfinal, and the other 3 teams will slot into semi-finals.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
1,
Madison.
3,
Which is Michael Collins.
5,
Which is Culver City Cougars second team.
4,
Which is Midwest.
2,
Which is Indianapolis. So just to review that draw and then clarify that that's actually Madison's second team, Madison B. So number 1 quarterfinal will be Madison versus Michael Collins, with the winners playing Culver City, and in the other semi-final will be the Midwest versus Indianapolis. So with that, we've completed the draw for the football of 4 competitions, and the 40 teams that have entered have been placed in their various grades and slots. So now we move on to the hurling competitions. So senior hurling, we have 5 entries. After conversations with the teams involved and with the hurling committee leads, we have a predetermined draw. The Western representatives will play the Northeast representatives in one semi-final. Vancouver will play Toronto in a quarter-final, with the winners then playing Austin Celtic Cowboys in the other semi-final. So again, just to go over that once more, this has been predetermined after meetings with the hurling committee and the teams involved. Vancouver will play Toronto in one quarter-final, with the winners playing Austin Celtic Cowboys, and the West representatives will play Northeast in the other semi-final. Now we move on to intermediate hurling. So what we've done here is with having empty brackets, and we've oversubscribed in Junior C hurling with teams, so we filtered teams up a grade each. They will be playing against the teams that they already entered against, and they will be playing at the rules of the competition that they entered. So essentially, our intermediate hurling competition will be the 3 teams that entered Junior A, which is Indianapolis, DC Gales, and Vancouver second team. They will be playing with the Junior A rules as regards resident players and resident/sanctioned players. They're going to play a round robin competition. So what we're drawing for today is the order of those games. So team 1, Tom.
One.
Which is Indianapolis.
3.
Which is Vancouver.
2.
Which is DC Gales. So again, these are going to play round robin. Game 1 will be Indianapolis versus Vancouver. Game 2 will be Vancouver versus DC Gales, and Game 3 will be Indianapolis versus DC Gales. 2 teams will progress to a final. So Junior A hurling, we have 5 teams in Junior A hurling. This will be played with the resident/sanction rules that apply to Junior B hurling. The 5 entries are Madison and Twin Cities Robert Emmets from the Heartland Division, Orange County Wild Geese and St. Peter's San Diego from the Southwest Division, and the Western representatives.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4,
3,
Orange County Wild Geese.
2,
Twin Cities Robert Emmets.
1,
Madison.
4.
St. Peter's San Diego. So again, Junior A hurling, which will be played with the Junior B resident rules. Western will play Orange County Wild Geese in a quarterfinal, with the winners playing Twin Cities Robert Emmets, and Madison will play St. Peter's in the second semi-final. So now we move to Junior B hurling. So as mentioned earlier, we had 13 entries for Junior C hurling, which was above the 8 that we had been mandated to try and achieve. So we worked with the hurling committee on groupings, and these are the teams that was recommended to separate from the 13 entries. We're moving these up to Junior B hurling, but they will play this competition with Junior C rules as regards resident players and the number of non-Irish players involved. The 7 teams involved are Milwaukee and St. Heartland, Midwest. Sorry, this is Junior B, but we played at Junior C rules. So yeah, we moved these 7 teams to Junior B. So again, Milwaukee and St. Louis from the Heartland, Midwest representatives, the Northeast representatives, 2 teams from Philadelphia 1 and 2. They're awaiting the results of their championship, and Denver Gales from the Southwest. So if we draw 1 to 7, lads.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Two,
St. Louis.
1,
Milwaukee.
6,
Philadelphia 2.
7,
Denver Gales.
5,
Philadelphia 1.
3,
Midwest.
4.
Northeast. So the 7 teams will come out. We'll have St. Louis play Milwaukee in a quarterfinal, with the winners playing the Northeast. We'll have Philadelphia's second team play Denver Gales in one quarterfinal. We'll have Philadelphia's first team play Midwest in another quarterfinal, and the winners of those 2 quarterfinals will play in a semi-final. So we're moving on to Junior C hurling next, and we have 6 teams in this. Indianapolis' second team, Madison's second team, Milwaukee's second team, Twin Cities second team, Coastal Virginia, and St. Peter's second team. So the first 4 names out will go into quarterfinals.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6.
The 6 is St. Peter's B.
5.
Is Coastal Virginia.
1.
Indianapolis is B team.
3.
Milwaukee's B team.
2.
Is Madison B.
4.
Is Twin Cities B team. So to recap the Junior C hurling, we have St. Peter's B playing Coastal Virginia in a quarterfinal with the winners playing Madison B. We have Indianapolis B playing Milwaukee second team in a quarterfinal with the winners playing Twin Cities second team. So that's all of the hurling draws made, and I believe we had 27 hurling teams in the various competitions. So now we move on to ladies senior football. We have 4 representatives from Chicago, Northeast, Southeast, and Western.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Two.
Northeast.
1.
To Chicago.
3.
Southeast.
4.
Western. So the draw has Northeast playing Chicago in one semi-final and Southeast playing Western in the other semi-final. Okay. So now we move on to ladies intermediate football, and again we have 4 teams here, 1 to 4. We have the Chicago representatives, Western representatives, St. Mike's from Toronto, and Vancouver. And we will draw them 1 to 4 for 2 semi-finals.
Two.
Western.
4.
Vancouver.
3.
St. Mike's, Toronto.
1.
Chicago. Again, we have 2 semi-finals in ladies intermediate football. We have Western versus Vancouver, and we have St. Mike's versus Chicago. So now we move on to ladies junior football, and again, we actually had, I believe, 13 entries for ladies junior football, and we had no entries for ladies junior A. So we predetermined, we selected 6 teams already that we're moving, that we're pushing up to junior A football, or placing in junior A bracket. This will be played at the rules of junior B football. So we have pre-selected invitational teams from St. Pat's of Toronto versus Cayman Islands to play in quarterfinals, and the 4 USGAA teams, 2 of them will get a bye to the semi-final, and the other 2 will play in the quarterfinal. So the entries, so yeah, we have Southeast, 2 teams from the Southwest, and Western teams then from USGAA. So we draw 1 to 4.
Four.
Western.
3.
Southwest second 2.
2.
Southwest 1.
1.
Southeast. So we'll have quarterfinals of St. Pat's Toronto playing Western representatives, with the winner playing Southwest team in a semi-final, and we'll have Cayman Islands playing Southwest number 2 team in a quarterfinal, with the winners playing Southeast in a semi-final. And then in ladies junior B, the remaining 7 teams, we have. Yeah, I'm missing a bracket here. Yeah. So we have Madison from the Heartland, we have DC Gales from Mid-Atlantic, we have Midwest, Seattle Gales from the Northwest, Philadelphia, Southwest number 3, and Southwest number 4. So just to confirm the numbering there, Madison of Heartland is number 1, DC Gales is number 2, Midwest is number 3, Seattle Gales number 4, Philadelphia number 5, Southwest 3 is number 6, and Southwest 4 is number 7. So we need 7 balls again.
This is the 7. We have 6 here. So we have 1, 6. Let's get to number 7.
One.
Madison.
Five.
Philadelphia.
3.
Midwest.
4.
Seattle Gales.
6.
Southwest 3.
7.
Southwest 4.
And 2.
And DC Gales. So we'll have Madison versus Philadelphia in one quarterfinal. The winners playing DC Gales. We'll have Midwest playing Seattle Gales in a quarterfinal, with the winners playing Southwest. The winners of Southwest 3 and 4. So now we're drawing. We will have 3 games: 1 versus 2, 2 and 1v3, and we're just drawing for the order of the teams.
Three.
Liberty Gales.
1.
Kilcullen Western.
2.
Vancouver. So again, that'll be Liberty Gales versus Kilcullen in game 1, Kilcullen versus Vancouver in game 2, and Liberty Gales versus Vancouver in game 3. So now we move on to intermediate camogie, where we have 8 teams.
7.
So again, the 8 teams are
6.
which is Kilcullen Western,
1.
which is St. Mary's, Chicago,
4.
which is Baltimore Bohemians,
7.
which is Liberty Gales, second team,
3.
which is Twin Cities Robert Emmets,
And 5.
which is Atlanta Clonagh Gale. Again, we have 8 teams here with 4 quarterfinals. Toronto play Indianapolis in the first quarterfinal. Kilcullen's Western will play St. Mary's of Chicago in the second quarterfinal. The winners of those 2 games will play a semi-final. The bottom half to draw, Baltimore Bohemians will play Liberty Gales, second team. And the winners of that game will play the winners of Twin Cities Robert Emmets versus Atlanta quarterfinal. So now we move on to the last competition of the day, Junior Camogie, and again we have 8
5,
Seattle Gales,
1,
Milwaukee,
6,
Philadelphia,
2,
St. Louis,
7,
San Diego Nafina,
3,
Coastal Virginia,
4,
DC Gales. So if I'm right here, Terry, this is the draw for the Junior Camogie. Annie Moores versus Seattle Gales in a quarterfinal. Milwaukee versus Philadelphia in a quarterfinal. They will play the winners of the Annie Moores versus Seattle Gales match. St. Louis plays San Diego Nafina in the third quarterfinal, and they will play the winners of the Coastal Virginia versus DC Gales quarterfinal. So that brings us to the end of the draw, everybody. We've gone through 106 teams there that have drawn. Thank Tom and Terry for their help here today, and you for participating and watching. And we look forward to seeing you all in Philadelphia